What's up, Thrashers, and welcome to episode 11 of 5 Questions with Levi, The Return, and I am back to answer more questions that you guys in the comments asked, and as a reminder, every single week, I do take questions from you guys in the comments section below, so if you have a question you want me to answer for next week, episode number 2, send a question in the comments section below, and I will do my best to make it happen for you. But without further ado, let's get to some more questions, shall we? Question number 1 comes from Dimebag Daryl, asking, do I like the Garage Inc. album by Metallica, and do I think it's an underrated album? Well, I have Garage Inc., although it's kind of worn out. I probably am going to get another copy of it at some point. But yeah, I love Garage Inc., and I do think it's an underrated cover album because, you know, it's like people want to dismiss it because it was released during the load-reload era of Metallica that a lot of people don't like for some reason. Just because it wasn't thrash doesn't mean it wasn't good. You know, it's ridiculous that people hate Metallica over Load and Reload just because they wanted to try something different. And there are some good songs on there, don't deny it, there are some good songs in that era, but I'm getting off on a tangent. Let's get back to Garage Inc. So, and I like the idea of how it was done. Like, the first disc was covers they had done during, like, 1998. You know, like they did Black Sabbath, Sabbath Cadabra, the Merciful Fate medley, which is a classic, Whiskey in the Jar, Turn the Page, Astronomy, even a couple of Discharge covers, which were really cool, and Tuesday's Gone, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and even Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, they did Misfits covers. And then on the second disc, you get the Garage Days EP from '87, where they covered, you know, Diamond Head songs and all other sorts of songs. And Blitzkrieg, they also incorporated, like, some cover songs from, like, B-sides of And Justice for All and Black Album singles, like, you know, Budgie and more Misfits. And then you ended off with 4 great Motorhead covers that they did in '95, so yeah, I do feel like Garage Inc. is a very underrated album in the history of Metallica lore because it's a cover album, but they're masters of cover songs. You know, I will say it, Metallica are masters of covers. Even later on, they did the Ronnie Rising medley, that was great. A great cover of Remember Tomorrow by Iron Maiden. You can't go wrong with Metallica's song, with Metallica doing cover songs, I should say. So yeah, I love Garage Inc., and yes, I do think it is underrated. Question number 2 comes from Keith Miller Jr. asking, did the WWE video you did with Kamikaze get deleted or something, the one right after the Mexican food video? No, it's just not on my channel, it's on Kamikaze's channel. I'll have a link for it in the description box for anybody else who wants to watch that. So yeah, little note, for those who are watching that are probably wondering, what happened to all the other videos you did with Kamikaze this past fall? Simply put, problems happened in the recordings that night, and he said it's just been a pain in the ass to edit. It's been the worst editing experience of his life, and it just never came out good. So we only had the stuff that I recorded, as well as that Here Comes the Pain footage. So that's unfortunately the only footage we got from our hangout, but it's still good footage. Like I said, Keith, no, the video's just not on my channel. It's over on Kamikaze's channel. Link will be in the description for you to watch. Question number 3 comes from Mr. Death Metal, who asks, favorite Exodus album? Well, I got it in my shelf. It's Bonded by Blood, the only album with the legendary Paul Bailoff. I always wondered what would have happened if Paul had remained the vocalist for Exodus afterwards. No disrespect to Zetro Zusa, he's a great singer, but I prefer the energy and the punkiness of Paul Bailoff's vocal delivery, especially on Bonded by Blood. And to me, Exodus have never topped Bonded by Blood. They've had great albums, don't get me wrong. The following 2 with Zetro, Pleasures of the Flesh and Fabulous Disaster are great, and then their albums from Tempo of the Damned onward have been fantastic, but to me, nothing beats Bonded by Blood in terms of Exodus albums. As far as legacy and quality, it's Bonded by Blood. Question number 4 comes from BlazeLife334, who asks, have I ever watched Ned's Classified School Survival Guide when I was younger? Who didn't watch that show in that time period? Come on. BlazeLife, you should know me. I watched all of these shows back in the day. And Ned's Classified was actually one of my old favorite Nickelodeon shows. I haven't gone back to rewatch it on Paramount Plus yet, mostly because I've just been sticking to certain shows I liked from way beforehand. But yeah, Ned's Declassified was a funny show. Cookie, Ned, and Mose. It was a funny show too, and there was some cool moments in there, and it was a fun show while it was around. Sucks I had to go away. Question number 5 comes from Space Mail Ferrari 248, ignoring that first part. He asks, what tracks would you like to see either return to the Cup Series schedule or be added to the list? Oh, jeez. Well, if they're going to try to go to Nashville Fairgrounds next season, as long as people down there can shut up about noise complaints, deal with it, you fucking twats. Yeah, I could see Nashville Fairgrounds. I mean, if they're doing Nashville Superspeedway this year, they're going to the fairgrounds next year. And if SRX is going to the fairgrounds this year, NASCAR is going to go back to the fairgrounds next year. And if people in the town are going to complain about noise, if I were Nashville, I'd say, fuck you, deal with it for a couple times a year, or just go on a vacation elsewhere that weekend. Just leave us be, you know. Other tracks... Well, for Cup, it would be cool if they went to Iowa, but you know what will happen if they race in Iowa. It's going to be a triple header weekend, and Cup leeches are going to run wild in trucks and Xfinity. So that's the one problem. If they go to Iowa, that's the one hiccup I have. But other than that, I would like to see Cup run at Iowa. If North Wilkesboro can get back into racing shape, no doubt everybody wants North Wilkesboro back. Rockingham's been kept up for so long, repaved in recent years. Why don't they go back there? Especially them 2 truck races they ran in the mid-20-teens. You know, they were huge turnouts for a third-tier series event. Why not go back there at some point? But other tracks... Oh, jeez. I would like if they went back to the Milwaukee Mile. That would be great. I would love it if they... shit. Maybe Knoxville, Iowa in the Cup schedule for another dirt track. Like, I liked Bristol Dirt, but I would like to see them run actual dirt tracks and not just put dirt on top of existing tracks. You know? I would like to see Cup Series go to actual dirt tracks. Bowman Gray Stadium, even though the races will kind of suck as far as no competition up front. But oh well, something different. A quarter-mile track, why not go back to Bowman Gray Stadium? Run some airport races, like... could you imagine if they did a race at the Cincinnati Airport landing strip? That would be something else. Fuck Cleveland, because Cleveland, Ohio can kiss my ass. Yeah, those are really the only ones I can think of off the top of my head at this point. But anyways, that does it for episode 11. Yeah, this was a fairly short episode, but I had a lot of short questions. Thank you guys once again who asked me questions. For those who want to ask me a question for next week, leave them in the comments section below. But until next time, horns high, and I will see you soon.
Henry just said she's becoming more proud of you by
Oh my god.
On goal! I finally made that work. I finally made it work.
Oh, I see what you did. Oh, so you have to tilt up and do
nothing but net in that one.
No!
Come on, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball?
Finally!
Oh, we make our way to overtime, boys. Bot is so stupid.
What the fuck?
What is it doing? Look at that!
Oh shit.
Yep, I definitely regret it.
Yes!
Rumble.
Nah, I don't really feel like it.
I do. Let us have it!